Free agency is reaching its unofficial end with the NFL draft coming up this week. There were some really great moves that fit both the team and the player, and then there were some really questionable ones. For example, what the heck are the Ravens doing? Lamar Jackson is an elite quarterback and former MVP who they non-exclusive franchise tagged. They were trying to get the rest of the league to do the negotiating for them, and it backfired. Now, Jackson has requested a trade. I doubt any trade happens, but this feels like it was mishandled from the beginning when they didn't discuss an extension with him a year ago. Waiting until Deshaun Watson signed his insane contract has put them in a terrible financial situation. To make matters worse, they've given Odell Beckham Jr. $15 million for a one-year deal. He hasn't played in a year, he's coming off an ACL injury, and he's 31 years old. I have no doubt that he has something left in the tank, but this isn't your New York Giants OBJ anymore. I can't argue that they didn't try to address their greatest need of wide receiver because they also signed 30-year-old Nelson Aguilar. We'll see how it works out, but why couldn't they have gone after Jakobi Meyers like the Raiders did? The Raiders entered this offseason with a lot of questions, and they answered the quarterback one pretty quickly with Jimmy G, but that's not their best move. Jakobi Meyers is a surefire wide receiver one and has proven that for 3 years in New England. He's 26 years old and signed for a third of what OBJ signed for. Devontae Adams was an absolute beast last year without anyone to take the attention off of him. Darren Waller and Hunter Renfrow were injured nearly the entire season. Get back a healthy Renfrow and add Myers to play on the opposite side, then it becomes pick your poison for the opposing defenses. They need that to be able to keep up offensively in the AFC West. The best part of the signing is it allowed them to be smart with the rest of their cap space to address several needs. It's a shame that the Giants didn't handle their cap in the same way. Daniel Jones is a decent quarterback. He entered last year having to prove he was worth a second contract because it hadn't been pretty thus far in his career. Brian Daboll is the latest in a long line of quarterback whisperers who has performed miracles, now with Josh Allen and Daniel Jones. My issue is not signing Daniel Jones. I think that consistently at quarterback position is important for growth as a team. My issue is with the number and what that means for the rest of the team. Jones carries the 8th highest cap hit in the league for quarterbacks and is 3rd overall in total cash for this upcoming season. What this did was require the Giants to franchise tag Saquon Barkley rather than sign him to a true extension. He's now planning to skip the beginning of OTAs, and we could be looking at a holdout. It also affected the defensive side of the ball, with Dexter Lawrence announcing he'd be skipping the offseason program while he waits on a new contract. With approximately $2 million left in cap space and with the draft class to sign, they'll have to make multiple moves to allow space for new contracts for their 2 remaining stars. It helps when you can get stars at a discount for one reason or another. Just ask the Lions. CJ Gardner-Johnson signing with the Lions is the best single-player signing of the offseason thus far. Obviously, CJ would have liked to be back in Philly, but they had to essentially choose between him and Darius Slay because of their cap situation. I don't know which way I would have gone, but positionally, the cornerback position tends to rank higher in priority than safety. But now he gets to go to a team and defense on the rise where he'll continue to be a leader. For the Lions, they get him at a team-friendly price and immediately improve the side of the ball that needed it most. He was tied for the league lead in interceptions last season and is only 25 years old. This one-year contract could turn into a long-term relationship with the Lions or will catapult him to a massive multi-year deal elsewhere. Either way, for 2023, I love what Detroit did addressing a position of need at a good price, the exact opposite of what the Panthers did when they signed Miles Sanders. It made no sense at all. The Panthers had D'Onta Foreman, who had a very strong season in 2022 after they traded away Christian McCaffrey, but they allowed him to walk to Chicago at a very low cost. The running back position is rarely the spot successful teams spend their significant dollars. A young Panthers team who isn't in their Super Bowl window at all yet would have benefited from continuing to roll with Chuba Hubbard and D'Onta Foreman for another season and spend that extra money on a second pass rusher or to shore up the offensive line. The Bengals understood the importance of the O-line when they signed Orlando Brown. Brown was possibly the biggest free agent, both in importance and sheer size. The Bengals offense has had nearly 0 holes except on the left side of their line. Brown has been wanting to be a permanent left tackle, and this was a perfect marriage. He gets to go from protecting Patrick Mahomes to watching Joe Burrow's blindside. The contract was the best that Orlando Brown has had, but is also a good situation for the Bengals as he's outside the top 15 cap hits at the position in the league. The Bengals have finished the offensive line rebuild and done it with money still in the bank to keep working on the defensive side of the ball. It's safe to say they got better this offseason, and with the draft still to come, it will be exciting to see what each of these teams prioritize. Thanks for watching. I'll be live streaming during the first round of the draft and would love to see you there. When I hit 1,000 subs, I'm going to be giving away an NFL jersey to one lucky subscriber. So subscribe, and I'll see y'all next time.